These 8 things can decrease your home's value. Stay tuned so it doesn't happen to you. Hi, this is Denise from Vivid Lifestyle Realty, your go-to source for all things real estate and lifestyle in beautiful Corona, California, and all of the surrounding areas. And today we're going to talk about a topic that's very important to know. It's 8 things that can decrease your home's value. So we talk a lot about the things that can increase your home's value and how you don't have to do a lot to make a big impression. However, you can do some things that can actually hurt the value of your property. And not only just the value, but the goal when you sell your property is to get the most bang for your buck, and also to have a trusted advisor and someone there that's going to lead the way. And that's where a, really good and valuable real estate agent comes in, because you want them to be your friend and on your side and friendly and helpful, but they also have to have a lot of negotiating skills and be able to tell you what's going to bring value, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And then obviously it's your home, your money, you choose what you're going to want to do, but that's just something that somebody to have to be a guide to make things less stressful, easier, and to give their expert opinion. So we're going to go into some things that decrease the value, and a lot of times you think they're going to increase your value, but in reality, they actually don't. So number 1 is do-it-yourself projects. Now, I cannot even tell you, we are not handy, myself and my family. We are not like painting a room great, building shelving or whatever. We'll get our hands dirty, we'll go in there. If I have to fix a toilet or put in even the faucet for a sink, it may take 2 days to a week, and it probably will leak later on because we're not good with that at all. So when we were selling one of our homes, we said, hey, we redid pretty much every single thing. There was one that had like oak cabinets that we didn't redo. And I said a bathroom. And I said, we can stain these ourselves. Like, how hard can it be to stain a cabinet? You watch YouTube, you read a lot of different things, and let me tell you, it was way harder to stain things than we thought. So it turned out blotchy and horrible. A lot of people will just leave that and then sell their home and be like, But when people walk through and they want to picture their items in there, if it's too cluttery, if things don't look well, if paint's blotchy, if that gives them a negative taste in their mouth. And so not only may it will decrease what they want to pay for something, but it also decreases their interest in the property, and that all goes hand in hand. So if you are doing something yourself and you're great at it, I know a lot of people that can just like knock down a wall, put it back up again. That is amazing, and you can save a lot of time and money from doing that. But if you don't know what you're doing and you're trying to save some money, just save up for a couple of months or look around or get a friend that knows what they're doing. But to have licensed professionals go in there and just do what they do, you don't want the next person moving into something that is going to be blotchy or broken or not last. And by the time you end up all the things we had to do to fix our mishap, and guess what we did? We hired someone to fix it at the end of it. So we spent all that time and all that money it was very laughable because, you're up till like midnight every day trying to get everything. This was before I went into real estate, but it really does make a difference. So if we just would have hired someone in the beginning, it would have made our lives so much easier, and it would have been done correctly the first time. So if you know what you're doing, awesome. If you don't know what you're doing, hire someone. That's why, there's plumbers and AC people and realtors, because nobody wants to do those things, and so just definitely hire a professional. The do-it-yourself projects, and if you have done a project yourself and it didn't turn out well, before you sell your home, try the best that you can to get somebody to come out there and fix it up and make it look presentable and nice and be in a good condition when you sell your property. And so number 2 is going to be lack of curb appeal. So if you have dead grass and dead plants and your doors faded, all of that has a big impression. That is the first impression that someone gets of your house. And if you hear some squeaking, we just rescued a new dog. I talked about it in other videos a month ago. We're very, very big dog lovers and rescue people. So you know what? You can just smile when you hear the squeaking because he's playing over there on the rug. So there you go. But so lack of curb appeal, like I said, was number 2. And you really want to make sure that you do the littlest things to make sure when someone drives by, even if they're not interested, maybe they know someone, you want to say, oh my gosh, I have to tell my friend about this house. It looks beautiful. And it's going to be, it could be 1975s inside, 1975 decor, but you really want to make sure you catch their eye when they drive by. So, like we were saying before, sometimes you can just get that front part of your house painted if you're low on funds. We have a lot of programs where people can fix up things and then they charge you at the end of when you close escrow, so that if you're selling your home, that you can get the most bang for your buck, but then you can pay for it later. Those are really good. If you have any questions about that, you can always reach out. And another thing, just doing it, those are things you can do. You can do touch-up paint. You can have your door painted or wash things. A lot of times it's just, how many times do we go out there and scrub our garage or our front door? That can make a big difference. Putting potted plants, planting some new plants, making sure that you have new sod or new grass seed, or that you put cedar or mulch out, and you can use rubber mulch too. That really lasts a long time and looks really, really nice because it doesn't lose its color or have splinters or anything. And it also, it's a little more expensive, but it looks really, really nice for a long time. And so if check your curb appeal, stand on the street, look at your house, and say, if I was driving by and this was not my house, what would you think? Because all of us are like, oh, our house is the best. But even myself, when I stand back, sometimes I'm like, the trim needs to be painted. Oh, they are right. Like that the garage door is faded. So, those plants are dead. Oh, we have spaces where we could add some potted plants and make things look a little better. So there's a lot of things you can do that are simple that really will make it. But stand in the street before you do it and after you do it, and say, if I drove by, would I choose my house over the other ones that are for sale in our general area? And there's 1 and 2 for you, and we're going to be moving on to number 3. Okay, so number 3 is going to be unappealing paint colors. We've all gone into that house and we've seen, and it's not even paint colors, it could be wood paneling, it could be sponge painting, it can be wallpaper. Nowadays, wallpaper is not very appealing. And let me tell you too, with wallpaper, we moved into a home that had a lot of floral wallpaper. The house was immaculate and beautiful, and we loved it, and we moved into it. But when you have wallpaper that's 5, 10, 15, 20 years old, and you go to take it off, once again, we thought it would be an easy project and it would not come off. So we had to hire someone, and even for the professional, it would not come off. So they had to do special treatments and different things and come extra days because that sucker wouldn't come off. So you gotta, when you're doing things like that, please think about, like, some people will paint over it. Well, now the person has to cut through the paint, remove the wall. Like, it ends up being a big mess. So do it right the first time, and either do it yourself and take it down, or try to do wallpapers that are neutral or with a neutral design, because if they have floral or too many things, and trends change all of the time, but if you keep things neutral and simple, that won't change, because people can add to that in a simple way, or add pictures or throw rugs or paintings or murals or do whatever they want to do, but it keeps things neutral. And the same thing when you're looking at model homes and they have a baby room and it has like teddy bears on the wall and everything. If they just kept it neutral and put some pictures of teddy bears on the wall, that helps move along when you're trying to move, because when you try to move out or when someone comes in, they are going to mention those things, and that could be a deal breaker, or it could be a repair that they want done or something that they want done, and it just adds a bunch of mess to the transaction or the situation, and you want people to come through and just see their things, declutter, make things nice. And if you are using, I did a burgundy kitchen once and people loved it, but I still made sure it looked like classy. But still, it's a risk when you're doing things like that. If I would have kept it a little bit more neutral, maybe you would have gotten more, or more people would have been, we had a lot of interest, but more people would have been interested in it. So it's good to keep those things. I love color. I love pops of color, but I do it with area rugs, with pictures, with comforters, or duvets, or furniture rather than walls and floors. A chair's a lot easier to change than your floor and a lot less expensive. So so those are some of the things. So you want to watch wallpaper use, what kind of paint you're doing or paint colors. And then also, and I want to add in too, in one of our rooms, we have a divider in the middle of the wall. And so although it looks nice, if you're trying to put a bookshelf or you're trying to put a desk or something against the wall, you have that part that pops out, and it can, or you're trying to center something on the wall and that's there, it really can not be beneficial in the long run when you're adding something that also sticks out from the wall or protrudes from the wall, because it is going to make a big difference when the next person moves in, or even when you want to do something later on. It has caused a problem for us. So it's really good to think about those things prior to doing anything. And if they're already there, maybe you want to take the time to kind of remove some of those things so that you can get more for your money, or more value for your home, and or more value. So you can increase the value of your home and sell it more quickly, and it can be more appealing to more people. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk, this is a big one too. Number 4 is neglecting home maintenance. And once again, we've all been there, including myself. And it gets overwhelming, overbearing, expensive. Sometimes, when you're talking about the cost of like renting versus owning, there is no question that owning is the way to go, because it's yours and you can do what you want with the property. You're not worrying about paying somebody else's mortgage, and you're not worrying about, if you want to paint something or buy something. And to each his own. Some people rent their whole lives and they're happy, and that's totally awesome. But the thing that you have to think about as well is it gets costly to replace things and to own a home. And we get busy, and it's a lot of money. But if your toilet breaks, and this has happened to us numerous amounts of times as well, oh, we have a little leak, let's just leave it. Oh, well, guess what? In 6 months, that little leak became a big leak, and now we're busting up concrete, and this is a true story and not a fun one, and busting up concrete, and it's 10 times more expensive than it was if we just would have fixed the leak in the first place. But because it was outside and it wasn't a big deal, but let me tell you, anything that's broken, maybe not like a ceiling fan that doesn't work, which when you move, they're still going to want to see. So you might as well replace it and get something that works for you to enjoy. And then when you sell, that also will increase the interest. People check light switches, they check bulbs, they check ceiling fans. They're going to make sure all the faucets work. So if those things don't work, it is going to have an effect on whether or not they're going to want to purchase your home. So if something breaks from, oh my gosh, especially the last year or two, so many things have broken, and it's like I want to pull my hair out as a real estate agent. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't leave things broken. But it's overwhelming, it's expensive, it piles up, and it just gets to where like, but if you just do it when it first happens, then you don't have so much on your plate. It's not going to create a bigger problem, and you don't have to worry. And that's my biggest thing, worrying about this and this and this and this. If you just get it done, the same thing. If you keep your closet, or you do a 5-minute clean at the end of every day, you're not spending 5 hours cleaning your closet twice a year. It takes 20 minutes or 10 minutes to clean your closet, And so if you just do the little things as they come up, and maybe your faucet breaks. Well, it's better to get a cheaper faucet that kind of looks okay, that's $100 less than you wanted to spend, or look around or get deals or wait till Black Friday or call around and get something that's a little bit less expensive but functioning than it is to worry about getting something that's like beautiful, or say, hey, that is broken and I want to put this faucet in that's pretty expensive. I'm going to put this much away per month or per week, and I'm going to get that fixed by this date. If you give yourself a time, if you give yourself a day, a time, just like for your goals, any goals, SMART goals, if you give yourself a time and a date to finish something by, it motivates you to get it done and get it off your plate. So definitely, if something is broken, fix it. It will save you time and money, and it will be so much more beneficial when you sell your home. So number 5 is going to be carpet overuse. Nowadays, it is, and things trend, but this trend definitely, if carpet comes all the way back or whatever, there's going to be a lot of people like ourselves that want hard surfaces. So we have 3 dogs and they're bigger, and we love rescuing, we love the animals. And let me tell you, carpeting, what you can't see, this changed my life. When we lived in our last house for 13 and a half years, we carpet clean, we vacuum, we're super clean, and when you pull up your carpet, the things you don't see when you're laying in your carpet and sitting in your carpet are pretty scary when you get even when you know that you're clean and you clean a lot and vacuum a lot, what was underneath the carpet, I don't ever want to go through again. Because when an area rug gets dirty in it, you see it and you can throw it out and get a new one. Or carpet clean it and know that, hey, the bottom, top, it's clean, I can see it. But when you can't pull up something, it can be, and even like behind your furniture and everything, you can take a mop or a Swiffer or whatever and get behind and underneath furniture when you have hard surfaces, but carpet's a different story. Now, carpet's comfy, and I'm not saying you shouldn't have carpet at all. That is your choice. If you want to do vinyl or hardwood or tiles or carpet, that is 100% your choice. But there's a lot of benefits for not having carpet. If you want to go the more expensive route and do hardwood plank tiles, they're porcelain tiles, but they look like hardwood. We have those upstairs because regular square tiles throughout the whole upstairs doesn't look appealing to us. So, and then we add area rugs to make it warm and comfy and everything that we can vacuum and clean. But even our investment properties, we just put in vinyl plank tiles. They look so nice. They're so much easier to keep clean. They're not super slippery. They help with water. If there's a spill or anything, it's not going straight onto the carpet. So we wanted our tenants to be happy and healthier and be, where all that stuff is not just going in the carpet, because sometimes they don't take care of the property as well as an owner would, and there's turnover. So it makes it so much easier and so much nicer looking when we didn't add porcelain, wood-like planks. We added, vinyl planks, and it looks really nice, and it's so much easier to care for, and it's so much more appealing. So it's really, and it was not a tremendous amount more than carpet, but in the long run, we would have to clean and pull up carpet, and we won't have to do that with the vinyl planks. So just keep that in mind when if you're doing a project, that taking out carpet nowadays is actually, because people can add in even huge throw rugs that almost take up the whole, or they have the companies that you can build your own rugs and they can go around things, and so you can do a lot with throw rugs and different things like that. It can be costly, but you can get throw rugs that look really nice for not so much money, and it makes a very big difference when you're cleaning, when you're sweeping, when you're, doing a lot of different things. And then when people come in, it gives them a chance at a blank slate to say, and then also people that have asthma and allergies, or dogs, like our house had hardwood floors. Our dogs are like, they were big, like 100 pounds, 50 pounds, 70 pounds. And so we're constantly going to have a lot of babies for rescuing, and they will slide across the floor when we're throwing something and they go to get it, and you have all the wood shredding off, and we're like, oh. So if people have pets or have allergies, it's really a good choice too. So keep that in mind as well. And then we're going to move on to number 6, which is too much clutter. We've covered this in many, many videos. When you declutter, that is one of the first things that we'll tell our sellers is please declutter, because you like a lot of knickknacks and the things that happen in your life, and you want to see that and it makes you happy, but somebody else coming in doesn't want to see that. They want to picture their things in there. And when you have your personal pictures and all these knickknacks and everything, all they see is a smaller area, a dirtier area, and your things in the space instead of viewing their items in the particular spaces. And also, it's just more eye appealing when things are clean. And so when we moved, I said, I'm going to take all of the knickknacks. We had the cabinets with the glass and all of these things and thousands of knickknacks, and it would take hours to dust. So I said, I'm going to have this little area with all of our favorite things throughout the years. My husband was in the Marine Corps, and he would get things from, Africa and all over the world and bring them home, and I love them. So we put them all out in like baby footprints and everything. My son's 28, but I still like to look at those things. And everything that we put in, and when we remodeled and did everything, I said, if I can't Swiffer it, it's not going in. So if it's not easy to just be like, because cleaning can take hours and hours and hours and hours. So it's good when you redo a space to take a step back and say, what are going to be the things that are going to help me out and add value to my home, and also be appealing when somebody else comes in, but also make my life easier while I'm living here. And if I can take a Swiffer and clean something, man, it makes your life easier, because you can have cleaning people and everything. I'm all about please send it all out. If it's not good for you, or it's not something you want to do, leverage your time and get cleaning people and everything. But the matter is, you're going to end up having to clean regularly as just a normal person living in your home. And if things are easy, you'll be more apt to do it, and it will make your life feel so much more fulfilled, and you'll have so much more time to do other things. So number 7 is unpleasant odors. I cannot tell you, and I'm going to just be honest, cat pee is one of or just animal smell is one of the things I've walked in with people, and of course I smell it and I'm like, I know I'm not like, oh, let's cover that up and not tell people that I'm you say, oh, and they say, yeah, there's a horrible odor, let's just go. And so that can be right off the bat. Just it can make people and even yourself, you can't smell it a lot of times, but if you have animals of any sort, obviously the carpeting, that's where that comes into play as well, where you can just Swiffer and vacuum or vac mop or whatever. Hard floors take away a lot of that. Carpet is what really holds in a lot of that smell. And if you have had animals for a long time and have had your carpets for a long time, you're probably going to need to replace your carpet, because you can pay extra for the pet care. Now, if you're really, really clean and you take things and you carpet clean all the time, then maybe it'll be savable. But if you haven't replaced your carpet in 10 years and you're selling your home, no matter what, if you have kids, if you have pets, it's probably a better deal either to replace it or replace it with vinyl plank tiles or something else that's maybe a hard surface, and put an area rug in, because that can be a very, very big turnoff. Also, big stains. All of us with our kids, with our dogs, with ourselves have had a cup of coffee or something that's red, and you're drinking it, and then, whoa, I tripped over this cord, and it spills all over, and you clean it up, and there's still a remnants. Or some people that we've walked into, there's a rug on top of a rug. Whenever that happens, it can be decorative, like in a little girl's room, a pink rug on a white carpet or something, but it can also be there to hide things. So if you're walking through a property, a lot of times I will lift up things, or the inspector will lift up things, or the people will lift up, carpets to look underneath. It's never a good idea to hide it. You have to, as a seller, disclose all the things that, you know are wrong with your house. And if you know there's a stain under something, just be honest with someone if you don't want to replace it, which could affect people's want to buy your home. If it definitely can be perceived as, oh, they hid this, so what else are they hiding? Or, oh, that's nice that they hid that, let's just go somewhere else. So it decreases their interest in the property for sure. So just be honest with all the things that you need to do. If some things, like if a door doesn't open or there's a scuff from your dog scratching at the door and you don't want to replace that, just be honest with people and let them know. It could turn off some people, but some people, if it's an easy fix, might not mind. Some people are like, oh, this room is painted brown and I would never want that. It's easy, it's just a coat of paint. Some people say, oh, I have to paint this room, I have to change the light bulb. So it just depends, but you want somebody that's gonna guide. Like, nothing is ever gonna be exactly the way you want it. Even when you build a home, when it comes and when it's time to move in, there's always gonna be things you would change or you would do differently. And that's going to be the same thing when you're selling your home. It's never going to be perfect for everybody, or anybody. There's going to be some things, and as as an agent too, for buyers, you have to let them realistically know that there's going to be let's get most of your list, but maybe there's 3 things on your list that aren't going to be exactly the way you want them, and that's okay, because you have time to do a lot of things. Things don't have to be, as long as you can move in and you're comfortable and safe, that's the biggest thing. All the rest of the stuff, painting it, can be done later on, and sometimes you might even learn to love what was in there that you didn't like. We had a yellow wall in our first house. I'm like, that's it. Oh my gosh, that's going. 10 years later, it was still there, and I'm like, hey, I kind of got used to the yellow wall. So we did repaint before we sold, but it didn't bother me as much later on. It kind of added a cheeriness to the room. So like I said, just make sure that you are really, really, making your house smell nice, making it look nice, but pet odors is a big thing. I kind of swayed off, sorry. I'm pulling myself back, but any kind of odors, if you're cooking a lot of different styles of food, if maybe you burn incense, whatever it is, maybe you're not a super cleaner, you probably want to really look at your carpet and stop some of those unpleasant, and either replace it or super duper clean it to stop some of those odors. You want to make sure, I always bring Bath and Body Works candles, and I burn them before we go, or I'll have them open, not burnt, in different areas of the house, so that it just gives that extra scent. I do have natural scents that I spray too, that really, when you come in and you smell vanilla or apple cinnamon, and you walk in someplace, you're like, it makes it warm and inviting. So nobody wants unpleasant smells. So clean your carpets. Make sure that you get a professional clean before you sell your home. If the carpets are not clean, or there's still animal smell or any kind of smell that is super, super uninviting for people, so you want to, whatever area is creating that smell, you want to get something done with it, whether replacing the carpet, paint, really doing another thorough clean, but anything like that. And then you want to create sense. A lot of people, we've talked about this too, want to realtors want to bake in your oven and make cookies. I think that it's really nice to bring cookies and have snacks and bags and magazines. I bring all of that to the table. But when you're using somebody else's oven, if something breaks, now you're adding extra stress to the whole situation. Also, if you burn something, that is a very, very unpleasant smell. And so it's much better if your real estate agent says they want to bake something for the safety and smell and cleanliness level. You probably just want to have them store buy something. So anyway, but like a fresh baked cookie smell or a sugar cookie candle or a cinnamon apple candle or some potpourri put throughout looks nice and also gives amazing scent. If it's during the holiday season, cinnamon scented pine in a bucket around is really, really a beautiful scent. So you want something that's warm and inviting, and if something is smelling in your home like carpet or anything, you have to take care of that, because odors will make that's something that will make, and then like really, really dirty, stainy carpets is going to make somebody a lot of people leave completely without even looking at your property. Even if it has other amazing things, they will leave because of the smell. So no unpleasant odors when you sell your home. Make sure you bring people in to smell if you're used to like dog smells and everything that aren't in that environment, so they can give you an honest opinion. But unpleasant odors will definitely decrease the value and interest in your property. And then we're going to go into number 8, and that is over customization. Some people think, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do these big things, I'm going to do my kitchen, I'm going to do my bedroom, I'm going to do all these things, and then I'm going to add a deck, and I'm going to add a spa on the deck, and I'm going to add and if you're doing too much, that is unappealing to people as well. So when you're doing things, keep things kind of simple. If you know you're going to be selling your house in the next few years and you're renovating something, you want to make sure it's great for you to use, but you also want to make sure that it's not overbearing. So a lot of times, I'm sure everybody has seen this, you go into a home and it's awesome. It has a pool and it's got like most of the things you need, and you go into the master bathroom and it looks like you just came out of like an era of Caesar's palace. So and that's great for some people if that's their very, very specific taste, but it will have pillars and it will have gold and all these rocks all over. And if you're overdoing something, even if you love it, if I could go back, like I was stating earlier with the burgundy kitchen, we did concrete countertops in burgundy and it was really cool, but it could have narrowed. The time we sold was very, very high demand, but it could have really narrowed a lot of people down where they walk in and go, whoa. And luckily that didn't happen because it was more like a piece of art, but that can really, really narrow down your pool too. So if it is a market like today and it's a harder market, things like that can really, really deter people from buying your home. Even though they look nice and they're remodeled, if you way overdo things with pillars and gold and Roman and everything, you know that maybe someone's not going to offer the amount because they're going to say, I'm going to have to redo that bathroom because there's no way I'm going to keep that. And then you could get somebody that really loves it, but over customizing things to the point where it's like taking people to another era, or it's really, really like gaudy and way too much. I've had beautiful, beautiful, beautiful homes that I've showed people. I mean, gorgeous 5,000 square feet homes where they're like backyards beautiful, but the entire house is ornate and has gold and velvet and burgundy, and it's very cluttery because of all the huge pieces of furniture they have, and people cannot get past that. So while you're wanting to do things for yourself, like I said, keep things simple, but then add the things you love in photo, like in portraits or pictures or things that you can remove easily, or furniture and things. You can also put that in your garage and cover it up if you're moving anyway, and declutter areas like that. But when you have like gold wallpaper and velvet curtains, you just need to know that if you're doing something that's ornate, it's going to affect the sale of your home, whether people aren't interested in it because of that, or whether people want to give you less for your home because of that. And these are custom things that might have cost you a lot of money, but if you go overboard, so take a step back when you want to do things that you love and you want to do it, and say, hey, maybe I can do it a little bit more neutral and not as overbearing, and then add some pieces in that can be removed when I sell. And so those are some things that just to think about, because when you sell, you wanna make sure your home is in the best condition it can be, so you get the top value, you sell it quickly, and you create as much interest as possible, because like real estate is marketing. It's a huge marketing piece, whether it's social media or YouTube or flyers or talking to the neighbors. You want to make sure that you're going to have your best shot to sell it quickly, get the most value for your home, and that you also aren't stuck on, being stuck on the market when you have a really great home for 60, 90, 120 days when everyone else is selling in 30 or 40 is really not that great. So if you have a trusted real estate advisor that cares about you and really cares about it's not a job to them. They care about people. They care about making a difference. They're going to walk through and tell you those things personally, that you don't need to update that, or you don't need to paint your whole house, or they're going to be honest with you on the things you should do and shouldn't do. And like I said, in the end, it's absolutely your decision, whatever you want to do, but we're there to guide you to make the best choice so that things go very smoothly, quickly, and you get the most bang for your buck when you sell your home. So if you have any questions, we're here for you. You can leave them in the comments below, or anything that you'd like to see on our channel. And we definitely take that seriously and want to provide value to you guys. And so thank you for watching our channel. If you enjoy these videos and they provide value for you, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell. It really, really helps us out, and we really, really are here to provide value for you so that you know what to do when you're selling, when you're buying, when you're going through transactions, when you're investing. And please check out our channel for more things like this that can give you value and some tips and tricks. And like I said, we're here for you. You can reach out anytime. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Vivid Lifestyle Realty. You can also go to vividlifestylerealty.com, our website, and there's blogs. You can look at properties. You can reach out to us. And then we also can do market reports. We can send them to you, magazines that we customize, and we have them digitally and in person. And so sky's the limit. Reach out to us. We're there for you to help. Please use us as a resource. Whether you're selling or buying now or in 3 years, we're here to help you and guide you along the way. And once again, thank you for all of the support, and we hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next one.